Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where it's wonderful to be back after a wonderful weekend in Zapopan. Well, we were in the Guadalajara metropolitan area, but specifically, I was in Zapopan to enjoy a great ballet performance that I'll tell you a little bit about in a second. But first, welcome back. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a dry weekend. As I understand it, what we thought could become a threatening storm came and went without much damage, or that's what I've read. I hope you did not suffer any damage from former Hurricane John. And of course, I'm excited about the new week. I'm excited to see you. Let me know what you did this weekend, and I'll tell you what I did this weekend in a second. But first, we will go through some news. Nothing out of this world, but I figured I would keep you posted with what I was able to gather this morning, and I'll show you some stills from our weekend in Zapopan. But first, as of this hour, of course, we have a new mayor and a new administration in Puerto Vallarta begins. And how is the Malecón doing? Well, it depends on who you ask. If you ask the workers that we're supposed to fix it and wrap things up by August 10, it's not doing so great. In fact, workers stopped working altogether on the Malecón over a month ago. And the future with this abandoned, unfinished improvement project in the heart of Puerto Vallarta's tourism area remains uncertain. Now, what is so important about the Malecón? Well, not only is it one of the big beacons for tourism in our city, it is also a very public area, and it can serve also as kind of like a reflection of what the government is doing or has done or has not done. So let's just say that the incoming government has a lot on their hands, and it's only their first day, or actually their first official day will be tomorrow. In other news, the rain season is not over, and yet it is comforting to learn that the vast majority of reservoirs in the state of Jalisco are now reported to be at full capacity. I say the vast majority. Lake Chapala, another popular destination, is now at 60%, and this, of course, is a considerable improvement from just 2 or 3 months ago. And just in case you thought John was going to be a big deal, well, we're happy that it wasn't, but now that it has dissipated, leaving behind only some rain and wind, nothing of consequence, officials are now reporting that a new tropical depression could develop within the next 7 days, so we will be keeping our eyes on this new possible storm throughout the week. And let's see what else we have. We have our weather. Let's take a look at what's going on out there right now. Snarky Weather says, see, I fucking told you, rain stopping in 2 minutes. Well, it's not raining right now. It is 28 degrees, which is not bad. Anytime that it's under 30, I get happy. Humidity, however, is high at 85%. And our weather forecast for today says we are going to have rain in the morning, with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 55%, a high of 30, and a low of 25. Then tomorrow, we can expect light rain throughout the day with a chance of rain of 60%, a high of 31, and a low of 25. Then Wednesday, we will have a humid day with mostly cloudy skies, a chance of rain of 61%, a high of 31, and a low of 25. And such is the weather. Now, let's see what we have. Do I dive into Zapopan first? No. Let me just let you know that we now have a person. We have a guest for the spotlight. Maria Ammerman from Christ Church of the Sea is coming to the spotlight this Wednesday to tell us about this event that they're having, the christening of the animals. But more importantly, what a great opportunity to learn about a local church and who they pray to, how they pray, who goes to church at Christ Church of the Sea, what their religion is about. I am fascinated by this, and I think you will be too. Not that I know much about the specifics of Christ Church of the Sea, but I certainly do know of the need for spirituality in these times. So hopefully we will learn some interesting information from the community of Christ Church of the Sea this coming Wednesday at 4 o'clock. If anybody else ends up joining the spotlight for this coming show at 4 o'clock, I'll be happy to let you know. So now let's take a quick look at, boom, Zapopan. And we start with this short video. Of course, we were traveling on ETN. And of course, we were traveling on the top level of the bus at the front. And of course, if you travel with me, you get your own crochet blanket. It was a great ride, and of course, everybody got a blankie, and we had a fabulous nap on the way because we left very early on Saturday. The bus ride was only 3.5 hours from terminal to terminal, and then, of course, we spent a lot of time walking and exploring around Zapopan, which is one of the municipalities in or next to Guadalajara. We saw nuns making fashion statements. We saw modern art at the Zapopan Art Museum. An exhibition made me think of Logan because we saw this fabulous pink vehicle all covered with frosting. And how do we know it was frosting? Well, because the whole exhibition room smelled of frosting. It was absolutely wonderful. Then, of course, this security guard was not part of the exhibition, but he was nice to look at nonetheless. And we saw a lot of human works of art during the weekend. Oh my God, it's so much fun to go to the museums in Guadalajara because everybody goes. And of course, we spent a lot of time walking through the pedestrian areas of downtown Zapopan. And we, of course, paid tribute to the Aztec god of selfies. No, I'm just kidding. He is the god of corn. But the way he stands there, he seems to be taking a selfie. He was nice to look at, too. And what's next? Oh, we were out there lending a helping hand whenever possible. And that was me, of course. I'm always happy to lend a helping hand and put my hands where they are needed. We took time to check out the new property owned by, well, you can see the name on the photograph. No, I'm just kidding. That is not a new property owned by the failed former president of the United States, but that was the name of the place. And of course, we went with dear friends to the Montreal based opera company that came and visited and performed 2 sold out shows at the Santander Performing Arts Center. Their theater can sit, I think it was 1,400 people, and the 2 shows sold out. It was a great performance by Le Grand Ballet Canadien from Montreal of Carmina Burana by Carl Orff. And this was, of course, with a full symphony orchestra and with a chorus. And I was happy to learn when I was reading the reviews this morning that Jose Angel Vizcaíno, a male dancer from Guadalajara, was part of the company. In fact, he was one of the soloists. He did not receive a special cheer that I could identify. But again, I was really happy to see that a local um, dancer is now representing Mexico from the city of Montreal. And then we came back. We came back yesterday. Again, the ride from the terminal to the Nuevo Nayarit terminal was 3.5 hours. We were slightly delayed in Nuevo Nayarit, but by the time 4 hours went by, I was already home and happy to be back and ready to connect with you for another week. The next Guadalajara adventure is coming in about a month, and we already got some tickets while we were there for the next adventure that we'll have. I have to say, and I say this often, but I'll repeat it as long as I can. Um, for those that live in Puerto Vallarta that have not left Puerto Vallarta to explore other cities in Mexico, Guadalajara is such a great, modern, old, fascinating city to explore, and it's so easy to get there nowadays. I will continue to lobby for Guadalajara as long as I can because it just opens your eyes and nurtures your soul and exposes you to all kinds of things that are part of Mexico that we don't get to see here. So my wish for all of us is Guadalajara in the near future. And let's take a look at your comments this morning. I love seeing your good mornings and your good afternoons. It is a pleasure to know that you are watching. Which reminds me, I hope you enjoyed the walk that I shared with you this past Saturday. Gary says, a new administration. Finally, I have to chime in with you, Gary. And if your ears buzzed over the weekend, it is because you came up in conversation as one of the English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta that does not hesitate to go explore throughout Mexico. And I admire that so much of you, Gary. And I hope we can continue to send people out through the country to discover the many wonders of our country. Boom, 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 boom. More hellos. More hello. Oh my God, Lucien. It is so great to see you. So nice to say hello, my dear friend. And Logan chimes in on the Malecón. If you ask me, who commutes up and down the Malecón almost daily, the Malecón from the lighthouse down to the bridge over the Quala is an eyesore. Yeah, I've been in that area recently, and it's so unfortunate that, I'm sure that the government, the administration that just left, accomplished some things, but wow, talk about an eyesore. Let's see what else we have. Dale chimes in. I recently did Guadalajara, Tlaquepaque, and Morelia by bus. Buses here are a great way to see Mexico. Right? I mean, I love the ETN. It's wide, it's comfortable, it's just heavenly. I love it. How does the weather compare between Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta? Oh my goodness, what a great question, Chris. Well, this time of the year, there is no humidity in Guadalajara. It's like, you know how you're walking around Puerto Vallarta and you're schwitzing all the time? No schwitzing. Like I could have been like a yucky bear, and I could have not showered for the overnight, and I would have been fine because you don't sweat. In the mornings and evenings, it's a little chilly, and during the day, it depends. If it's cloudy, it's cooler. If the sun comes out, it's a little warmer. We were walking around wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts, and it was perfectly lovely. Of course, at night we wore long pants to the symphony, and And, a light jacket would have helped, but I was just wearing a short sleeve polo like the one I'm wearing right now. And it was lovely. It was lovely. It's such a nice change from what we have here in Puerto Vallarta. Let's see. And Betsy, who came with us, chimes in that University of Guadalajara Santander Center is extraordinary. It rivals Lincoln Center, in my opinion. What a nurturing experience. Yes, it's a total top of the line, state of the art cultural facility, and it's so nice to have access to it. It is absolutely wonderful. And let's see. We have a hello from Oculto, from Carmen, and little update. Getting busy planning Salsa Master Class, Dia de Muertos public dinner, Thanksgiving public dinner. So this is exciting. Oh my goodness. This is wonderful to hear that Carmen is already working on all these events. I look forward to hearing all the details, and I look forward to the continuing changing of our weather and all the goodness that fall brings to Puerto Vallarta. With that said, I think we are pretty much done for today. I am looking forward to starting to collect new information for the rest of the week. Have some errands to run during the week so we can expect more walking tours, more photo tours, more commentary here and there. And I hope you will begin your week beautifully. But before you go, please remember to subscribe to our channels, to like us on Facebook, to recommend Coffee and Headlines to your friends. It goes a long way in helping us staying afloat with our projects and everything we bring to the table on our morning shows and also the spotlight. Thank you very much. I will see you again tomorrow.